So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world today. Thank you very much for joining the British Safety Council membership webinar. My name is Dr. Julie Riggs, and I'm the Director of Education and Membership, and I will be your host today. But before we get started, we just want to do a few domestics here just to enable you to get the most out of the webinar. You'll see that we've got a couple of features as well that we'd really invite you to use. So just to begin, if you can just mute your microphone, keep it muted if you're not talking. And we like to see everyone as well, so please turn on your cameras and keep them on. You will see at the bottom of the page that we do have a chat button, and you can open that chat panel, and you can engage with our team via the chat channel, or you can post questions and comments. We will be responding to questions at the very end of the session as well, so you can also raise your hand and use your emojis, post questions for us. We'd love to hear from you. The other thing that you'll see is there is a QR code as well on this page, and we'll have it on a few of the pages afterwards. So if you want to, you can scan it, and it leads you to an anonymous survey, and we'd love to hear a little bit more from you. Okay, Charlotte, next slide, please. So we're going to take a little look at our agenda today. And next slide again, thank you. Wonderful, thank you. So this is a little look at our agenda. So we will be starting with Stephen Cooke today, who's our Head of Policies and Communication. And they'll be looking at some of the work around BSC's campaigning work. Sheila will be, our Business Process Manager, will be talking a lot more about members' benefits and how you can unlock the value for you. Ben, myself and Sophie will be talking through services and solutions. So we'll have a little look at some of the services and solutions that BSC provide. And we're also joined by our partners, Croner-I, today. Thank you very much, Nishaan and Phil, for joining us. Who'll be taking through Croner-I introduction. And we have some time at the end of the session for some questions and answers. And for any new members who are joining us today, we'll be running a session at the very end detailing how you can log on to your account, access the resources, including the e-learning places. So welcome, let's start. So I'm going to hand across to Stephen Cooke to talk a little bit more about BSC communications and campaign work. Stephen, good morning.
Oh, you have to click on that. Hello, everyone, and thanks very much, Julie. Can you hear me okay? Seems like it's working, which is great. And if we can move to the next slide, please, Charlotte. So I'm going to give you an overview, as Julie said, about our policy, communications and campaigning work. We're a small team and we do a range of things. So just to sort of begin with our publications and to highlight the main publication that we publish every month, a full colour 50-page magazine called Safety Management. It's been around in different forms, but been around almost as long as British Safety Council, but it's currently an online first publication. It's mainly a digital PDF, but we also have a website and the link is there on this slide. The magazine goes out every month, and at the beginning of the month, we email that out exclusively to members. You get a chance to see it first. You get the full PDF in your email newsletter. You can share that, and we'd encourage you to share that in your teams and with your staff as well, so that they can benefit from the magazine. It contains articles, opinion, views, and expert best practice and so on from a whole load of different external contributors, and also our own internal articles and features and news as well. Alongside the magazine, you get a best practice guide, and they're on different topics around health, safety and wellbeing. And they also come out in your email newsletter every month. And as well as that, we also share a poster with you that you can also share with staff, print it out if you like, or put it out to staff on your intranet and so on internally. So that's the Safety Management magazine and our publications that we do every month. But our website is there, and we do put most articles on there eventually, and you can see those online if you would prefer to read them on the website, and we share them on our social channels as well. So obviously do like, share and engage with those as you wish on social media. Okay, if we can move to the next slide, please. So our campaigning, we've always been a campaigning organisation ever since we were founded back in 1957 by James Tighe. He was a leading campaigner in his day and really shaped a lot of the health and safety laws and culture that we have today in the UK and also around the world. And our main campaign now is Keep Thriving, and it's a campaign that seeks to improve the well-being of workers both in and outside the workplace so that all of us can thrive. And well-being has become something that we've been doing increasingly alongside obviously health and safety, and actually is part of health and safety work. It's a holistic approach that we have to health, safety and well-being. You can sign up to Keep Thriving, you can support it. We have over 500 organisations now supporting this campaign and receiving regular updates and best practice advice. And this year, we've been holding in the first part of the year free workshops for small organisations in the UK, around the UK, face-to-face workshops on how to develop a wellbeing strategy. To follow some similar workshops that we did last year online. We did them face-to-face this year, and we did them around the country to help those SMEs develop a wellbeing strategy, particularly small organisations, obviously, who don't have HR, the same kind of HR resources maybe larger organisations do. And then, as well as that, as part of Keep Thriving, we last year awarded 5 funding awards of up to £10,000 to help those SMEs who are successful to implement their strategies. And we'll be doing the same this year for the SMEs who attended those events earlier this year. So keep an eye on those, and we'll announce those later this year as well. As well as the campaigning work we do around Keep Thriving, as our main campaign, we're also out there in the media. We're responding to government announcements, policy announcements, or other sort of news on our sector. We're also publishing thought leadership articles in various publications in the media as well, and we'll share those as well on our social media, and so you can see those when we do. If we can move to the next slide, please, Charlotte. Thank you. And what I've called tactical campaigning, because this is more on sort of individual issues, should we say, or ad hoc, or things that we want to talk about, it's something we also do all the time. We've just literally marked, it's the 50th anniversary of the Health and Safety at Work Act, a major landmark piece of legislation, which actually our founder James Tighe played a key role in calling for and calling for and pushing for, paving the way for at the time in 1974. We held a roundtable on the future of work because we wanted to look forward and see what might the next 50 years look like in terms of health and safety and well-being. And we've put a video out on that. We also did some research with YouGov on what employers actually and employees think, and we surveyed 4,000 plus employers and employees through YouGov on what they think new technologies like AI and AR and VR might have in store for work, for jobs, and also safety in the workplace as well. So you'll find that on our channels as well. We'll be sharing that again on social today, because today is actually the 50th anniversary as well of that act. So it was published in 1974 on the 31st of July. So it's a moment that we're marking today as well. So a few other things there, just to sort of mention that through this year, we've been publishing different things and marking different moments as well. We published a guide for employers on e-batteries and the risks from e-bikes and e-scooters in terms of fires that can be caused by those, and how do you manage those in the workplace. And we've done a short guide that is also on our website that we've published and put out there. We marked No Falls Week. That was the first No Falls Week that's ever been held, and is led by the No Falls Foundation. But we wrote about falls from height, which is still one of the largest causes of deaths and injuries in the workplace in the UK. We lobbied last year successfully with others on the future regulation following leaving the EU, and got some significant changes to that. And we also talk about air pollution through our Time to Breathe campaign as well, and the risk that that poses to outdoor workers. So they're just a few of the different things that we've been doing and are doing on tactical campaigning. We can move to the next slide. The Other area and last area I want to talk to you about is our manifesto. And this year in the UK, we've had a general election. I know that around the world and in India, where we're also based, we've had elections. And obviously we're looking in the autumn at one in the US and others around the world as well. This is the biggest year ever of elections, but we've put together a health and safety manifesto, which is essentially our manifesto on those topics with 7 policy calls across 4 areas. That's wellbeing, regulation, technology and the future of work, and skills. And included in there is a call for a government minister, actually, responsible for wellbeing, because we think it's that important and it's so key to the future of prosperity and productivity, and that all government policy should put health, safety and wellbeing at its heart and at the heart of future growth. That's the key message in our manifesto. It's on our website. If you look under policy and campaigns, you'll find it there. And we will share that, continuing to share that going forward. And we're obviously engaging with our new government in the UK on this. We're sending it out to MPs, we're sending it out to peers. And we have 2 newsletters we do on policy as well. One is our policy newsletter, which is our a newsletter that comes out towards the end of every month to members. We also do a newsletter to MPs and to peers and parliamentarians as well, called our Policy Makers newsletter, which we do every other month. But you will get our policy newsletter, and we will flag to you things we're doing around policy and regulation as well. And I think I will leave it there, and I will now hand over to Sheila, who's our business process manager. And Sheila is going to talk to you about member benefits and how you can make the most of those. Sheila.
Thank you, Stephen. Good morning, everybody. My name is Sheila Lacey, and I'm the business process manager. And this morning, I'm going to go through the benefits you receive as part of your membership. Next slide, please. Once you become a member of the British Safety Council, or you're renewing your membership with us, you will receive a digital membership certificate and also receive a hard copy in the post as well. And what you can do is you can attach it to put it in a frame and hang it in your reception area. Also, as part of the membership, you receive an online account. So once you become a member, you'll receive an email with a link. Please click on that link and choose a password, and then you'll be able to log into your online account and access all the benefits. As part of the membership benefits, you also have access to various member logos. As you can see on this, we have blue one, but we have different versions for you. So please log into your account and take advantage of using them. You can use them on your tender documents. People use them on add them to their websites to show they're part of our they're a member with us. Also, some people have even put them on vans, put them on, things like that. We have guidelines for you on how to use the logo to make sure you use it to the best of your benefits to you. As Stephen mentioned earlier, there is a monthly safety management magazine. And as part of that, you can log into your account at any point as well. In the beginning of the month, you will receive an email which will let you know that the latest edition of the magazine is available. But also, you can, at any point in time, you can log into your online account. And what you'll be able to see is once you click into the Safety Management magazine itself, there is an option to look at an archive. So you can look at any back issues. So that would be helpful if you know there's one you particularly want to look at or you've missed and you want to send it to one of your colleagues. You're able to download the whole magazine if you wish, or you can download a couple of particular pages that you want into a PDF and you're able to send that to your colleague. And also an extension of that is the website as well, which you can access through your membership account. So please make sure to take a look and download your logo and show that you're a member of the British Safety Council. Next slide, please. Also, as part of the benefits, you have access to Croner-I Navigate Safety. It's a portal. So when you log into your account, go into purchases and subscriptions, you'll see the portal there. It has various topics in there. It's got toolkits in there. It's got question answers in there. And also, as part of this, on a Thursday morning, you receive a Croner-I e-alert. And this gives you up-to-date information about health, safety, environmental and well-being issues that are going on, and any concerns and any questions. And you're able to click into any of the actual reports there or the information, and that will take you straight through to your portal so you can have a look there. Also on the portal, my colleague from Croner-I will take you through the portal later and show you all the information you can gain and how you can use it. So I'll let Nishaan tell you about that later. Also, as part of your membership, you receive a monthly member newsletter. So please look out for that. That's normally near mid-end of the month. And that will keep you up to date on up and coming webinars we're doing, or it will tell you about any of the benefits of membership. It will tell you of update information. So please make sure to look out for that newsletter. As Stephen mentioned earlier, there is a monthly policy e-newsletter as well. Funnily enough, it's actually come out this morning, so you'll be able to see it in your email accounts this morning. It will give you some more information about what's happening in the policy and communications area. As part of your membership, you also receive digital learning licenses. And the amount of licenses is determined by the duration of your membership. So if you have a 1-year membership, you receive 100 licenses. 2-year, it's 200, and 3 years, it's 300 licenses. So please make sure to have a look and claim your licenses through your online accounts. Later on, I will go through how you can do that. We also have sector interest groups, and there is a webinar program that we actually have as well. And there'll be more up and coming webinars happening in the future. So please make sure to look out on your monthly member e-newsletter that will tell you about any up and coming events. So you can take advantage of all the webinars that we have. Next slide, please. As part of the membership, we also have 2 modules. And one of those modules is the tools and templates module. And what that is online risk assessment templates. So when you log into your account, you'll be able to see the tab tools and templates, and you'll be able to access the templates from there. We also have employee guides on there, best practice, all about different things, well-being, financial. So please make sure to download them. They're in an A5 format. You can download them and send them to your colleagues, use them for a variety of reasons. It's helpful information. We also have monthly themed guides and posters, and these are themed against the Safety Management magazine and what the theme is for that month. So please make sure to have a look. Also on your online account, what you can do at any point, if you've just become a member today, for example, what you can do is you can actually look at an archive of past guides and posters as well. So please make sure to have a look and see what you can find in there as well. The themed guides are really good for induction, so you can use them as induction plans for when you have new starters. Covers various topics from fire safety to manual handling to office safety. So there's a lot of information in there, and it will give you more information that you can go to later. We also have the advice module, which is with our partners Croner-I. And what that is an unlimited access to a 24-hour health and safety helpline. And also there is a HR helpline. And what you can do is you can call them at any time with any request, any question you have. And what they'll be able to do is answer the question over the phone for you and help you along the way as well. So that is the membership benefits you receive as part of a membership. What I'll do is I will hand you over to Ben who's going to go through some more information about some more products and services we offer. Thank you very much. Also, please make sure if you've got any queries or concerns about your membership, can't access the benefits or anything like that, please email membership@britsafe.org. We're always there to help. So please make sure to reach out and take advantage of all your benefits. Thank you.
Good morning and good afternoon to anybody not in the UK this afternoon. My name is Ben Omani. I am the UK Head of Sales for British Safety Council. I am going to start off by taking you through some of the additional services and solutions that we offer outside of the membership benefits that you guys have already invested in. So I will talk to you briefly about the 5-star audit that British Safety Council offers, and then my colleagues Sophie and Julie will talk to you about training and our wellbeing offering. So the British Safety Council 5-star audit is, in our opinion, the most comprehensive and quantified audit process available to you. It enables you to benchmark your health and safety performance against the latest legislation, standards and best practices. So when you think of ISO certifications, specifically 14001 and 45001, if you are ISO certified, then that kind of represents compliance to the basic level of the legislation that the legislation requires. 5-star audit represents the best in class, so enables you to go above and beyond what is expected from a health and safety perspective. The 5-star audit is uniquely kind of internationally recognized best practice. We review it every year, so the scope will change every 12 months to ensure continued improvement around your health and safety management systems. We look for consistently high standards of service that are achieved through robust quality assurance processes. We have auditor standardization. We offered additional training and performance monitoring. And then there is also we have 2 award schemes, which are the Sword of Honour and the International Safety Awards, that come from being that best-in-class provider of health and safety management systems. Additional to the health and safety audit, we also offer environmental wellbeing, and combined across that offering. Sophie will touch more on wellbeing once I finish talking to you about the health and safety. But yes, that's kind of the crux of what we offer. The health and safety 5-star audit framework, as you'd be able to see on your screen right now, we look at the kind of industry standard of act, plan, check, do. And it's the audit is scored across those 4 main areas. So you've evaluation, continual improvement. Continual improvement for us is kind of, I think, the key tenet of what we offer. So it's not, are you doing the same thing every year? It's how are you adapting to the changing circumstances of your organisation, and how are you making sure that each year you improve, rather than kind of sticking with what you know and what you think has worked previously. We conduct lots of interviews with leadership, with colleagues across the whole organisation. We want you to commit and plan to making it better for your employees and your organisation. We look at monitoring performance and measuring that in a positive way. Could I have the next slide, please? So the key facts around the 5-star occupational health and safety audit. So it's a unique 5-star audit model, and it objectively evaluates occupational health and safety management systems. As I've previously touched on, it goes well beyond compliance, say your ISO 45001. That would be around 3 stars. If you were compliant in those areas, would be around a 3-star mark on the 5-star audit. We are comprehensive, contemporary, we're globally recognised. We have 5-star audit clients in the UK, Europe, India, Middle East, all across the world, who continually audit with the British Safety Council every year, because they understand the need for continuous improvement. We look at external validation and assurance. We look at all of our previous 5-star clients. We look at what they're doing. We offer advice and kind of training and coaching around how you can be the best of the best. We look at how the quantified outcomes. So we look at different industries that we work with to ensure that they are, you know, the best in class all the time. And then we finish our audit report. So each 5-star audit customer will receive a 5-star audit report that is hugely detailed in its recommendations. It talks about how you can improve and how you can move kind of up that ladder to ensure that you are continuously improving. It really is a sort of gold standard audit product, and you know, some of the large organizations that undertake this process on an annual basis really do believe that it's beneficial to their health and safety management system. So all new members have access to a strategic account manager within the British Safety Council. It will depend on your location as to who that would be, but I will put my email address in the chat, and feel free to ask any questions as well. But you can either contact your membership account manager, who in most cases would be Sazz. Sazz is on holiday, unfortunately, today. Not unfortunate for him, but so you can either contact Sazz, who will field your query around any audit or training or any other additional product to your membership, who will field that and pass you on to a strategic account manager. Or alternatively, you can contact me, and I will put you in touch with one of our experienced account managers as well. So that's 5-star audit. Please feel free to ask any questions at the end. I'll now pass you on to Dr. Julie Riggs, who will talk you through our training offering.
Thank you so much, Ben. That was fantastic to hear. Next slide, please. Wonderful, thank you. So as Ben was talking about, these are some of the additional services that we run across the British Safety Council. And I just want to talk to you a little bit about training as well. So we run market-leading internationally recognised courses to our global clients. In some instances, we're actually working with clients across 60 different countries. And we run from our own BSc certificates on a variety of subjects. We do bespoke work for our clients. And we also teach many of the recognised courses here. So IOSH, Working Safely, Managing Safely, Leading Safety, Safety for Exec. And we do all of the sort of main key NEBOSH courses, from general, fire, construction to diploma. IEMA courses on net zero, sustainability for managers, foundation course, and of course MHFA. So a very broad range of offerings. We deliver around about 500 tutor training events every year. So that just kind of gives you a bit of an idea of the extent of what we're doing. And we also have sort of market-leading digital programs as well, that we cover many of the courses that we teach with tutors. And we can also do on digital and offer it in a blended environment. Next slide, please. And Charlotte, if you can just click on that animation, that would be great. So we pride ourselves on leading and delivering and celebrating excellence in safety and sustainability as well. And so to be able to do that, it's very important that we give a very positive learning experience for our students. So whether our students studying in a classroom or they're studying in a virtual classroom or digital, you will have access to the same type of resources. And so we will ensure that you're able to access our study support hub that has lots of additional information. You can chat to a tutor, you can engage in activities. We ensure that it's very much engaging, so it's not just about imparting knowledge, but it is about how you embed that knowledge and understanding. You get opportunities to also talk with other fellow students in a cohort. And we also provide additional skills beyond just the technical part of studying. So we try and help how you can become a good student as well. So we'll give those softer skills on how to prepare for your studying and how to get the best out of it. We'll talk through different types of study techniques. And we do appreciate, for some people, it may be a long time since sitting in a classroom and doing a professional type of qualification. So we guide you through all of that. We even have a section within our study hub, which is all about how to be a study hero. So how to overcome procrastination or how to study beyond the textbooks. We really understand. So for us, it's much more than just the technical bit, but we want our students to go on and then embed their knowledge and be successful. So we spend a lot of time motivating our students, encouraging them to be at their best. So for us, it's all about training, taking it to the next level with the British Safety Council. Next slide, please, Charlotte. Thank you. So just talk a little bit about some of the extra features. So for us, it's very important that we have really engaging, innovative material. Through our study support hub, you have access to tutors, and you have access to activities to embed the knowledge. We do lots of mock assessments. We have a student forum there, further reading, further activities. So everything really has been completed by ourselves. It's our own sort of materials that you'll see being used, our own handbooks, just purely because we really want to embed that knowledge. And of course, you have access to this regardless of whether you're sitting in a classroom, a virtual classroom, or digital. You'll have the same level of service and care and support as you study with us. Next slide, please, Charlotte. Thank you. So why BSE? Well, we are gold NEBOSH providers. That gives you an idea as the standard and quality of what we produce. We provide courses for our B2B customers, as well as having public education of B2C as well. And we just have extensive experience to draw on within the BSE. You know, we have 3 doctorates in safety, sustainability and wellbeing that are really able to give great technical views and also understand what's happening in the future around safety and sustainability and wellbeing. As mentioned, it's all about innovative, engaging in training, providing supportive learning, and also ensuring that there is an application of knowledge in a real world scenario. Our net promoter score is 64, so that puts us in the rank of excellence to world class of what our students and delegates think about our learning. And we have exceptional pass rates. So if I give you an example, one of our students has just won Best Candidate Award for a NEBOSH qualification. So we really ensure that we have excellent pass rates. Our students have very good experiences. And of course, everything we do, you heard Stephen talk at the beginning about our charitable activities. By investing in training with BSE, we are then able to invest further with some of our charitable activities. And so for the past 2 years, we've been sponsoring an organisation called Sazz, which is providing professional qualifications in safety and sustainability for female practitioners in Africa. So it gives us a lot of joy to know that we can actually have a huge impact around our training. And of course, you know, if you want to find a little bit more about us, please do follow us on social media at BritSafe, and you'll find out a little bit more about some of our courses. And of course, if you'd like to have first-hand experience and have a tactile experience, and we can give you access, so you can access our demo sites and really become familiar with the quality of what we provide. Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to hand over to Sophie now to talk more about wellbeing.
Thank you, Julie. So hello, everyone. I'm Sophie. I'm the Organisational Wellbeing Consultant here at the British Safety Council. Being Well Together is the wellbeing brand of the British Safety Council. We work with organisations to help them identify their primary people-related risks and support you on your wellbeing journey. Can I have the next slide, please? So some of our specialist services include, you know, sort of how we help support organisations. So we've got the 5-star wellbeing audit, and I know Ben has obviously taken you through the occupational health and safety audit earlier. The 5-star wellbeing audit supports organisations on their wellbeing journey. We take a holistic approach, and we use evidence-based frameworks, which includes the health model, ISO 45003 guidance, and CIPD's domains of wellbeing. The audit, as Ben obviously indicated earlier, looks beyond legal compliance with an emphasis on best practice. And organisations who achieve 5 stars in the wellbeing audit are then eligible to apply for the Shield of Honour Award. But I cannot emphasise enough, it's not about the award, it's actually about the journey and getting you to where you want to be. And some of our other services, our consultancy services, really, they're tailored to your unique needs and requirements. You know, we offer expert guidance and strategic solutions to addressing your specific challenges. So we'll work closely with you to support you in achieving your organisational goals. ensuring measurable improvements and sustainable success. So it really is, you know, about what it is you need, whether that's from a stress framework perspective, whether that's from upskilling your managers, you know, emotional intelligence, authenticity with your leadership team. You know, there's lots of different sort of solutions that we tend to support organisations with. And our education programmes, as Julie obviously outlined there, they really are designed to engage all levels of the business and really work with you to ensure that key learning outcomes are achieved. And the Being Well Together programme, which has actually been recently optimised and renamed to the Workplace Wellbeing programme. So it's offering three different tiers to suit the needs and the budget requirements in the business. And the programme is designed to help you build an effective and informed wellbeing strategy so you can support your employees in the best possible way. Can I go on to the next slide, please? So that's just a really quick overview, but I would love to hear from you and how we can support you on your journey. You know, so if you would be interested in a free 30-minute consultation to explore this further, here are our contact details. And yeah, please do get in touch. And now I will pass you on to my colleague, Nishaan, from our partner, actually, Croner-I. Thank you very much.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Sophie. So my name is Nishaan. I'm from Croner-I. You can call me Nish. Nishaan is typically just what my mother calls me when I'm in trouble. So, you know, unless I've done something wrong, Nish is completely fine. And I'm one of the BDMs for Navigate Safety and Environment. So as Sheila mentioned earlier, we actually are allowing you guys to have quite a lot of lovely benefits from Croner-I. Let me go ahead and share my screen here, and then I'll show you what some of them look like. So there we go. Okay. So, okay, brilliant. So this is one of the key benefits that all members are going to be receiving moving forward, and you should currently be receiving already. It's the Navigate Safety Lite platform. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do a brief overview of the platform. I'll show you some of the key features that people find most popular and most useful, and then also I'll dip into some of the premium content that we also have, which British Safety Council members receive at quite a high preferential rate as well. So just as we go down, of course, as I'm going through this, if any questions do arise, please feel free to just pop them in the chat. I'll be happy to answer it, or even afterwards, if anything comes to mind and you just want to ask me, you can drop me an email. My email will also be available. So this is your Navigate Safety Lite platform. Now, as I go down, what the platform is really designed to do is to basically provide you all your sort of health and safety information sort of holistically. The idea is we want to be able to provide the information to you rather than you having to go online or go on Google, having to constantly search through an abyss of information, whether it be via the HSE or, you know, other forums. We want to be able to deliver that directly to you. So on the Lite platform, the first thing you will be receiving are e-alerts. So you'll get weekly e-alerts. So every Wednesday morning, we'll basically give you a drop you an email, which basically aligns sort of what's, you know, going on in the health and safety industry at the moment, anything that you need to be made aware of. And I'll show you exactly what some of these look like here. So you've got your key reference content, Q&As, toolkits, and featured articles. So here's one that we released recently. It's around lung cancer, the most common cancer worldwide. And it's just a brief overview, an article that our content team have developed sort of together and collectively, okay? So you've got all of those on here. What we also do provide you as well is a Q&A section. So this is where our content team have gone through different forums and they found sort of hot questions or, you know, any questions that keep arising. And what they do is they take it to the platform to answer for you. Now, these can be specifically quite interesting because if you and a colleague were talking about these, what you are able to do is have this whole Q&A section and you can ping it straight across to your colleague as well. They actually haven't got to have access to this. You can ping it via PDF or Word. So you just pop in their address there, add a message, please see above, and that's all included. And then, of course, if you're on this topic, so this is on cleaning and forklift, if you're on this topic and you click it, we will also provide you quick facts on the topic as well. So these are just your bullet points around the topic that are all on here. Now, if I go back and I go a bit further down, You'll see we've got a health and safety management section. So these are pretty much all of your health and safety areas that are pretty much covered on the platform. So it really depends which one you want to take a look at, but they're all on here. We also provide you some support for ISO standards and some occupational health and well-being. I know obviously Stephen and Sophie were mentioning these, so I will go into some of these very shortly and show you sort of what some of our in-depth section looks like. But really, there is quite a lot to explore on this platform. So as I mentioned, everybody receives access to this. If you haven't actually got access to this at the moment, or you think, I don't know how to get access to it, please let one of the members of the team know. They'll let me know, and then basically I'll be able to get you set up onto this straight away. And now what I'll do is I'll just pop into the fuller version. So this is the premium version that you will also receive at a discounted rate. So the nice thing is it looks very similar. So if you're familiar using One Light, you know, it won't be like a completely different platform. But the difference between this, we provide you legislation trackers, legal register, and actual downloadable content. So if I pop into an example of what one of our registers look like, here's one I created earlier. So maybe your registers at the moment are on a share drive, or you know, maybe they're just on like a Word document and you maybe want to find a way to streamline them. We also have a function on here that we can show you how to do that. And as I mentioned, the layout is very similar, but it's a bit more in depth here. So you've got useful documents, toolbox talks, your training, in-depth topics, everything's on here. Now, in terms of topics, an area that I do want to go into is this occupational health and well-being, just because it was mentioned quite a lot throughout the webinar today. As you click into this, it will then break it down into sub sections for you. And if I go into well-being, then what it will do, it will break it down into sort of the resources and the overview. So like this. So in every topic you go into, you'll have an overview. And now not only do you get quick facts, but on the fuller one, you also get in-depth. In terms of resources, you've got your risk assessments, you know, letters to employees, how to support employees through like menopause, for example, how-to guides, and then of course your policies. And if well-being is something that you do want to do some further reading on, and you think the quick facts is just a bit too short, a bit too much of a summary for you, we have a full in-depth section as well. So you've got summary, you've got your employer duties, employee duties. Now, there is quite a lot of content on these pages, the in-depth, so I would recommend navigate it like this. And then if you go to, for example, this one, organizing the workplace, and you think, actually, this was quite useful. I was speaking to, you know, maybe your colleague, John, about it. You can actually highlight this and go to the top and ping it across straight to him as well, okay? So that's a really sort of brief overview of the resources that you are sort of receiving access to. As I mentioned, this is the premium one, but in relation to the light, please feel free to let me know, or any member of the team to know if you haven't got access to this or if you've never seen it. We'll do onboarding sessions with you, get you and the team set up. And yeah, we'll take it from there. So if there's any further questions about anything, again, please feel free to pop it in the chat. Or if you need anything, feel free to reach out after the meeting. But I'll pass it back to Julie now, who's just, I believe, going to do a bit of a Q&A, I believe. Yep.
Wonderful.
Amazing. Thank you very much, guys. No problem. Take care.
Thanks, Nish. And I'm talking to you in a tone that is not your mother as well. So thank you very much for that. That did make me laugh. That did make me laugh. So thank you.
No problem.
Brilliant. So just opening it up for any questions, and we'll just give it a few minutes as well if anyone wants to raise their hand to ask any questions. So we have had one question through about, do we provide for members in India differences for our UK members? Stephen, this might be a nice introduction for you. Perhaps you'd like to talk a little bit about our India Safety Management magazine as well.
Sure, Julie, that's fine. Yes, no problem at all. I didn't mention when I talked earlier about our magazine that we do a monthly magazine for India and our members and customers in India. This differs slightly to the UK and international magazine. It contains specific content, 2 feature articles specifically for an India audience and news as well for India each month. So we cover all manner of topics as well in India, but obviously, as you can imagine, there's a lot of different material that is of interest in India, particularly obviously fire safety, other sort of safety aspects, and unregulated work and other aspects of what employers are doing in India actually to improve and make real leaps and bounds in terms of doing things differently and doing things better as well, and getting sorts of improvements that we all want to see as well in India as well as other countries. So that's something we do in India. We also obviously have our India team in Mumbai who are there, I guess, to provide specific services and products. And I don't know if Julie, you want to touch on that at all yourself or anyone else about that. But if there is anyone on the call from India, obviously they should talk to the team in Mumbai as well about that.
Brilliant, thank you, Stephen. Yes, absolutely. Sort of our team in India will be able to give a much clearer overview. So thank you very much for that, Stephen.
That's all right.
I have got another question here for Nish or and Phil, if you'd like to answer it. Is just what are the benefits that Safety Light actually brings? So how are people using Safety Light?
Hi there. So yeah, great question. I think from my understanding that the main benefits of the Safety Light platform is that because it's covering everything holistically, it provides you all the updates that you may not be aware of in other areas of health and safety that maybe isn't especially your focus at the moment. We do like to provide you obviously all the e-alerts as well, and provide you everything sort of on here. But in terms of all the topics, because we cover it quite holistically, I think that's what I think a lot of people tend to find quite useful on this. In addition to it as well, the Safety Light platform, you can set up as many people as you like with it. So for example, if your company is part of the British Safety Council and in your health and safety team, you've got maybe, let's say you've got 3 or 4 new people starting and you want to just be able to provide them a resource to sort of get cracking with, or, you know, just to do some contextual reading, you can just let me know and I can set them up with the Light platform as well. So there is quite a few benefits for that. But I think what we would do normally is do a nice onboarding session to understand, you know, specifically how you would use the Light, to see if the Light would be of benefit to you, or potentially if you need something a bit more in depth. But yeah, I think that's pretty much. I mean, Phil, if you've got anything else to add on to that as well.
Yeah, just to confirm. So obviously, if anybody, I put a link on the chat, by the way, if anybody wants to click on that, that'll go through to Nish, and then Nish can set up a separate time to take you through it. But to summarize, the updates on email to keep you up to date with what's changing, the Q&As and toolkits, as well as across the platform, we cover all areas of health and safety, and we have what we call quick facts and in-depth. So with the Light package, we give you the quick facts, which are kind of the basics in all areas of health and safety that you need to know about. So I think it's the difference between the Light and the Premium is that you'll get that quick facts with the Light, and then the Premium is the in-depth content. But Nish can take you through that in a bit more detail in a one-to-one session. If you fill in the link, as I say, he'll give you a call, or one of his team will give you a call and book a time in with him to go through it with you. So, by the way, I'm Phil. I'm the head of partnerships, by the way. I'm just staying here in the background, but thanks everyone for joining us. I'll switch myself off again now.
Thanks so much, Phil and Nish. It's great. And I personally, I love the newsletters when they come through. I think they're really informative and just such a broad range of subjects within safety as well. It's just fantastic to see. So thank you very much for that. That's great. And so I think that's our main questions, but obviously if you do have any questions following on from this session as well, please do get in contact with us, get in contact with Croner as well, and we'll be able to answer any sort of further questions that you may have. So our next stop today, I'm going to actually hand back to Sheila. And for those that are fairly new with us, Sheila is actually going to run through the portal and how to gain access to it, and how actually to gain the most from it. So across to Sheila, please.
Thank you very much, Julie. Next slide, please, Charlotte. When you become a member of the British Safety Council, as mentioned earlier, you will receive a link to set up your online account. If you're a current member with us and you've forgotten your username, your password, all you need to do is go to our website at britsafe.org, and you're clicking forgotten your password, put your email address in, and you'll be sent a link to reset your password. When you log into the account, on the left side of the page, what you'll see is various options as listed here for you. Under downloads, that's where you will find the membership logos. So you can click into there and access them. Under the 100 free e-learning places, what you're able to do is you'll see a list of all the courses we have that you have access to. You'll be able to claim the number of licenses. So as I mentioned earlier, it's dependent on your duration of your membership. Just click into the number of each particular course that you require. What happens is they'll be added to your account and you'll receive an email to confirm that, and then you can go in and you can start using the system, which I'll explain in a little bit further. As mentioned earlier, you've got the Safety Management Magazine. You can click in here and you can read it from here. Obviously, you receive your email as well, so you can click in from the email. But if you want to log in at any time and just look back on the previous magazines, as I stated earlier in the archive, you can click in there. You've got your Croner-I tab here where it lists the Croner-I benefits and it's got the links for you. We've got the tools and templates where you access all the guides and posters and also the templates that I mentioned earlier. And the advice module will give you a bit of information about the advice module itself and also the telephone number for Croner-I's helpline. We've also got a little bit of information on the sector interest group. And also, next slide, please. What you do also is we've got something called the Purchases and Subscriptions tab. And this is where you access the e-learning portal. So once you've claimed your licenses and they've been added for you, what you can do now is you can actually go in and use the system. It's an online portal. It's very easy to use. There's a help guide there for you, and there's also individual videos which explain how to add users, how to enroll them in courses and things like that as well. But obviously, if you wanted a quick walkthrough on how to access the system, all you need to do is email membership@britsafe.org. And what we can do is we can arrange a Teams call with the membership team and they can go through the system with you. Not a problem at all. Please feel free to reach out. So as I said, when you log into the system, what you'll see if you're an administrator is you will see the My Organisation, you'll see the dashboard. And then if you click on users, then add users, you can add a single user. So what you'll need to add is their first name, last name, email address. You can also add on it if you want to add department or location if you want to, you can also add that. It's not a mandatory field, but you can do if you wish. Also, when you do that, you click on send welcome email. And what that does is it will send a welcome email to your colleague with their username and password, so they'll be able to log in. You can also add multiple users on the system. And how you do that is through a CSV file. And you go into the system, you add columns for first name, last name, email address, and if you have the location, etc., or department, and upload that on the system. And then that will be able to send emails to all the people you add for their username and password. Next slide, please. And as you can see, once you have added all your users on the system and you've got all your courses listed, what you'll see is if you click on course access, this is where you enroll your team on the particular course that you wish them to do. What you'll have is you'll see, as on the screen, you'll see the full name. You'll see all the list of courses they can access. And then you'll see on the far right-hand side, there's a button called Select. And what you do is you click into there and you'll be able to select all the users on the system and add whichever course you want them to have access to. And then click on Enroll. And what it does is it will enroll your colleagues on the course. And then what it will do also is it will send them an email to say they've been enrolled on the course. It will have a link in there. It will have their username in there. And obviously they've been sent a previous email with their password. And then it will also say the course name they've been requested to complete. And also at the bottom, as an administrator, what it will say is it will say your name and the email address. Obviously, we do that because people receiving emails outside, they're receiving it from us. They might wonder who it's from. So that's why we add that on the email, just so they know it's from someone in their particular company. Next slide, please. What the team does then is they'll go in and they'll be able to complete their course. Once they complete the course, what they're able to do is at the end, a lot of the courses will have a quiz at the end, and it will be just asking questions, 10 questions about what they've learned in the course. So what they need to do is they need to pass 8 of the questions. And if they don't obviously pass first time, they can click back and complete the course, the quiz again. And once they have completed and passed, what they're able to do is they're able to download a certificate themselves, but also as an administrator on the system, you'll be able to log in, and under the reports tab, you've got performance report. And under the performance report, what that shows is it will show a list of all the users on the system. And what you'll be able to see is when they've completed, if they're in progress, if they started. And you can also export a list of all the people on the platform to see if they've completed, etc., if you've got quite a lot of people on the platform. And also on the far right, you'll be able to also, once someone has passed and completed, you as an administrator are able to download a copy of the certificate as well. So that helps you to keep copies as well. You can decide if you want to, as the main membership contact, you will automatically be added as the administrator. But if you wish to pass on the administrator duties to someone else, because it's easier for them to be able to do that instead of yourself, you're able to do that. When you add them as a user, there's an option called Organisation Manager. If you just click on that, what that will mean is when they log in, they will see all the administrator rights that you see as well. If you're just a learner and you're going in to complete, all they will see is the dashboard and learning, and then they click on their learning tab and they'll be able to complete. So if you wish to add someone as a administrator on the system and you're not too sure how to do it and you just want us to go through how to do that, we can do that with you. That's not a problem. There is a video showing you that as well, so you can have a look at that. Next slide, please. That's the end of the webinar for now. Thank you very much. And as I said earlier, if you've got any questions about your membership, you're not too sure about anything, or you want any help, please feel free to reach out to the team at membership@britsafe.org, and we'll be happy to help in any way. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sheila. Thank you very much. So just to summarise, British Safety Council in partnership with Croner-I, it's all about supporting you with quality solutions and consultation, and also being a voice in the industry to campaign and make positive changes. It's really aimed at our ultimate aim to ensure no one should be made injured or made ill through their work. So a big thank you to my colleagues for presenting today. If you do have any further questions after this event, please do not hesitate to contact us. On behalf of the entire team, we'd like to thank you for attending and wish you a lovely day. Thank you.